Oz, and today we're talking about 1933 and the strangeness that continues to be the 1930s.
Yep, it's gonna be a very fun time, and as you can all hear, is Oz actually gonna be actually hearable, audible. Woo!
Scyther let me out of the basement.
Uh, within like 4 more weeks, but apparently it was too much.
um, and this week we'll actually be talking about art, as we talked about in our art video.
Which did a lot better than we fucking thought it would.
I know, right? I am in awe of you strange people who like our content, but we appreciate you. So, I suppose, is there any opening thoughts you have for 1933?
This is a very weird year for racism, but also King Kong.
Which is also racism.
Yeah, but like with a giant gorilla that wants to deep dick a fucking random lady. I had to wait a few extra seconds just
And just
because.
and if this video ever had a chance to get monetized, it is officially gone. That's fine. Uh I I suppose we should get ready. What were your expectations, actually, I should say, for 1933 before getting into it?
I thought it would be a better year. It was not the greatest year, but it did create a franchise that basically will be around here for a long time, even today.
Yeah, the Kong X Godzilla and stuff. Yeah. I suppose we should get on to our first dumpster fire of the day. There will be many, actually. The Bitter Tea of General Yen.
And I have to add a disclaimer: is that this film, very first one at the top, is a racist one.
This features some terrible yellow face.
Yeah. So this is a film I believe about a American missionary that like he just goes in like to China somewhere. I believe in Shanghai or fucking Hong Kong, somewhere around there.
Somewhere where the Civil War is happening.
Yeah, it's a whole love story. Dish that I think something like that.
The General Yen tries to romance her, I guess? Not really. Mostly tries to bribe her.
Which I mean, that could work.
In the 30s, I do not doubt it.
In 2025, I don't doubt it either.
Depends. It depends on the person, I'd say.
Still the only fan hose. That's a lot of hose right there. And my mom.
Are you saying that Barbara Stanwyck played a 1930s version of an OnlyFans hoe?
Yes. Yes, I am.
You know what? I'll respect that opinion. The Bitter Tea of General Yen. Was it great? I didn't like this movie much, and not just because of the racism. It was really fucking boring.
So I have trivia as always, and Lord, this is a very important piece of trivia. It kind of sets as to why this film is yeah. So
The way it is.
Grace Zaringstone, who wrote the novel the film was based upon, because of course it was, and her husband and daughter were actually invited to visit the set, and they did. It was on a day of fucking filming, and she was actually impressed by the realism of the set. But the film was a miscast in the author's opinion, as Barbara Stanwyck, whatever, was all wrong for the part of Megan, and at least in her words.
I mean, she wrote the book, so she'd probably have the most complete opinion on it.
She's like the highest authority. So
She
yeah,
wrote the fucking story.
it's like telling the guy who made Star Wars, George Lucas, like, no, you're gonna wrong in Force. It's a woman. No, it's it's literally nothing. It's like Jesus, but like not the Jesus part.
It's like neo-paganist Jesus.
Yeah, no, it's a woman. It also can like forcibly rape you and like make a baby out of nowhere.
I'm from Star Wars.
Canon, by the way, canon. Don't worry, we'll get there one day.
We'll get there in the 70s. I can't wait to get there because I am currently, like, in my viewing, right? I am currently in 1942 and I cannot wait for the 50s. Back to this movie, I'm kind of trying to avoid talking about it if you couldn't tell.
Don't worry, I can fill this one out with a bit more trivia. The Chinese embassy officials in Washington D.C. complained about the depiction of the treatment of the war prisoners in this film. although many real Chinese warlords were known to torture and execute captured enemy soldiers. The treatment was toned down a bit in the film, and some dehumanizing language about the Chinese people, such as human life is the cheapest thing in China. I mean, based, which is
Maybe in the 30s.
which remains in the film in the 40s, in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 70s, and a little bit of the 80s.
Things are rough, have historically been pretty rough for China in the 20th century.
Yeah. The production,
Uh, Go ahead.
the production utilized $200,000 worth of Chinese antiques and art objects as set decorations. $7,000 of that being spent on acquiring a bronze incense burner.
Oh,
Yeah, I kind of like the lore, the background stuff of this.
it's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, this is some good lore.
Um, what
Um,
did you think of the bitter tea of General Yen?
it was okay. It wasn't the greatest thing ever. But it was also okay. It's racist, but it's not. It really wasn't the worst thing ever. Like if it's like it was like remade today and it actually like was like true to fucking form and like not like overly racist. I can
And
say
actually hired a Chinese man to play a Chinese man.
yeah, this could be a really good fucking film. It's a really good story set in a very unique area. It's just I feel like we are also like looking at it. You know, it's kind of hard to separate separate it sometimes. A very much modern lens, and we had to try to separate that just a little bit. But in the film, even then, it wasn't the greatest. But it's a unique, very unique, and I like that. So fucking five.
I also gave it a 5. I thought the film was alright in its execution. Obviously, the racism isn't good, but I don't expect much from the early 30s.
Good old days.
It's just that the romance didn't really feel like a romance. It was very melodramatic, and it took away from any impact the film could have had on me.
Understandable.
Uh, Time to talk about a film of a very different caliber, Bombshell.
Bombshell.
Not about bombs.
I wish.
It's about Mae West.
It also has a very certain lady in it. It has my favorite bad bitch, Jane Harlow.
It does not have Mae West. I got Jean Harlow and Mae West mixed up. My bad. Uh, Sorry, similar faces and the blonde hair. But yes, Jean Harlow. She's actually in a lot of movies from this time. She was in Scarface, Public Enemy, and will be in Dinner at 8. We talked about that. She was in fucking Red Dust. She was all over the place in the early 30s.
And she will also be in Legend Lens. And I realized a lot of the Legend Lens will be a lot of females. It's not me being like, oh yes, I can't wait to
Gooner.
do the Gooner meter. No, like these are actually really talented fucking actresses. I actually really adore them.
With very hilarious personalities, we shall say.
Yes, I'm very excited for like not only Legend Lens, but my obscure series that it covers more of the actresses and actors and you know all the other shit that are kind of like not really well like not really known. Like maybe they did like a movie or two, or maybe like 10 and they just disappeared one day. Those people are more interesting than these other fuckers. It's really weird how some of these people would showed up one day and said, "Hey, I don't want to tell a story. I don't care about movies. I want money." Honestly, I respect that hustle.
Gotta respect the hustle.
Yep.
Bombshell is about like an actress who is very how shall we say libertine by her society standards, and then she tries to become a normal woman and melodrama ensues.
This is one of the
So
best
maybe it isn't
movies.
what that different. Oh,
This is one of the best movies to ever come out of this damn decade. And you know, okay, I get it. It's like very early to say that, but this is really good.
oh God! I thought this movie was mid, but you clearly saw something I couldn't. So please elaborate.
This movie tackles an issue that every modern woman who is successful can relate to, and like not only fucking women, of course, but men as well. Is that you are a popular person, be it for YouTube, Twitch, whatever you're doing.
One of the 5 people who doesn't get fucked by Hollywood on a yearly basis.
Yeah. And then you have to deal with like an agent who's an asshole. Fucking family's like, oh wow, I'm hanging on to your coattails, and it's like, wow, interesting. Uh, I I think this is really hits very close to home for it, like for modern day fucking viewers. Okay, it's the end 30s with the movie, but yet it still hits today. That's an achievement.
I think the message has some value. I think the way it goes about it is very 1930s, but that doesn't
which
necessarily mean it's bad.
which is good because it's 1930s. I don't want that to be like, oh yes, 1930s. Let's be like the end of fucking 2025.
I'm fair. I'm not. I'm just saying it's not really ahead of its time.
Yeah, which is fucking it's fucking fine. It doesn't need to be ahead of its time. What I think is important for a lot of American films and media in general was that even if it's set in its time, as long as the message rings true even to a modern audience, it doesn't matter if it's like a damn 1,000 years old. As long as it connects, it is a good movie.
Fair. That's fair. I certainly didn't think it was bad. I can tell you that. Um,
I have trivia, as
of
always.
course.
So the film was unofficially a spin-off, a spoof on the life of Clara Bow, Hollywood's original It Girl. The film's character, Lola Burns, mirrors Clara Bow, as Pops Burns does Robert Bow, her father. Mac does Daisy Devo, her secretary. Guilford Milton does Rex Bell, her husband, and E.J. Hanlon does B.P. Schloberg, a producer at Paramount. Oh, and
Mm.
Victor Fleming, the director, was Bo's fiance in 1926. I kind of like the idea, but this might be actually one of the first ever spoofs. Not sure.
Huh.
Um, although it was based on the life of Clara Bow, many elements of the story also match Jane Harlow's own life. Harlow grew up in a Georgian home with white interiors, had 9 large dogs, and some members of her family exploited her celebrity. Mm.
Oh damn.
It can hit home to modern day actors and actresses. I love that shit. Uh, but this film, easy 10. I enjoyed the
I
fuck out
gave I gave it a 6.
of
I just saw it differently, and that's perfectly fine.
it.
Next up, we have the Best Picture winner, Scyther,
Yay!
Cavalcade, the best movie of 19. No, it's. Oh God, this is terrible. This was terrible. This is a
Ah,
like. This is about a guy who settles in a boom town, I think.
yeah.
Or wait, is this? Or no? Am I thinking of? Oh no, I'm thinking of Cimarron. No, this is a different
So
movie.
this is a movie about two English fucking families that are like of the upper crust and shit, and then there's a damn working class fucking family, and it's a pretty neat take on that type of damn shit. It still happens today, kind of. But
Yeah, I. Anyways, go on.
that kind of plot is not for everybody. I mean, it's kind of overplayed to at least to modern day. Back then, I guess it probably wasn't that overplayed yet.
Keyword yes.
This is the first film to be produced by Fox to win the Best Picture Oscar.
Oh,
Uh,
Fox got their first W with this movie.
yep, one of the few Noel Coward plays to never have been revived, probably due to the huge scale of the production. Yeah, this shit did have a
Yes.
huge thing going on.
So I read it, and this is not the cowboy movie. In fact, this is the movie about the Boer War, and I am now remembering this film, and it was painful. I really did not like Cavalcade. I thought this was the most boring nonsense on the planet.
As of
What did you think
now,
of Cavalcade?
it was okay. As of now, though, this film has the fewest IMDb votes out of all the Best Picture Oscar winners.
That should tell you something.
It was okay. It wasn't the greatest, but it was not the worst. This is where I'll say it's kind of like a lightning hour when it comes to some of these films. It's like not much to say because they're kind of just shit or they're just so good. There's no point to really talk about them. It's kind of
Or they're so forgettable.
yep. This is a fucking. I'm gonna be nice. Fucking four.
I gave it a 3. This was awful. But you want to talk about something good?
Yes.
This one actually we can. There's a lot to talk about with this movie. Where my favorite movie, and it's gonna be my spoilers, my Aussie for this one. Um, Dinner at 8. This was a weird movie. I loved it.
Ah.
This is actually one of my favorite 30s movies. If you don't mind me nerding out, I
Oh, go
will quickly
crazy.
explain the plot. Yeah. So Dinner at 8, to explain it most concisely, a man throws a dinner party for all of his rich friends during I think it's set in the then current day. I don't know if it's at the start of the depression, but it's as the depression is reaching its worst, which by the way is happening at this exact moment we're talking about. Um, but the effects of the depression and also their conflicting personalities, they focus on each family who's about to go to the dinner party and how their lives are all falling apart as they're about to leave for this dinner party. There's a fading actor, like a tycoon of some variety, a guy who owns a bunch of shipping boats that are going under. Not literally, of course. Um, there's a lot of characters, but they all intermingle so interestingly, and they all have their own dynamics with each other. And it is kind of depressing, but also weirdly fascinating to see the struggles of the wealthy during the Depression, which might sound a bit pretentious, but oh my god, it is fascinating.
I think that you are very correct. That it's fucking fascinating because okay, we get it. Fucking poor people struggled. Boo hoo. It's
I mean, it was tragic, but
but come on, it's all damn basically like kind of like copy paste same damn story. They struggled, they kept persisting, and they ultimately like put up their damn bootstraps and they all made it out of it. Not all of them obviously, but it's all the same shit. The rich though, they have way more cooler tales to tell. Um,
because they have more to lose, I guess you could say.
they have more to lose, and they also have a lot more unique ways to pull themselves out, or at least a little bit better. That's way cooler. But its film also tackles a very unique issue, but so we don't really tackle it. It's more like they mention it, and it's like kind of like a subtle nod that people that today can connect to. It's kind of weird how a lot of these films you can just say, "Oh my god, that's you can connect to that today." Is
It's only gonna get better as we go on. People are gonna be able to relate to more films.
yes. So at the end of a film is I believe the character Corlata was talking to Kitty, I believe, and she said
Yeah.
that a book that she was reading it was talking about how machinery would one day take over every single fucking profession. I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
That's pretty future focused. You don't see that kind of futurism that people talk about
Yeah, I mean, like at this point in
unless
time,
they're communists.
yeah, like at this point in time, okay, don't get me wrong. Yeah, like machines are popping up here and there. They're doing the damn thing, but it's not that like widespread just yet. But like I can see the fucking idea, like oh wow, yeah, it's at the rate it's damn going, it's a matter of time. I mean, even in like modern day, we're like you're gonna take your jobs, but like it's not just machines now. It's fucking damn AI. It's fucking damn robots. It's the damn all the damn robots now. That's kind of crazy to me.
If they could stop falling over, but yes,
Hey, we got a damn robot. They can do a damn fucking front flip now, Oz. A fucking front flip. You know how damn hard it is? I can't even do that.
that's fair.
But yeah, it's just really cool to see how they're calling something that's like it's not really an issue just yet, but it will become an issue.
Yeah, I think a lot of what this movie talks about is kind of eternal. You see, in times of struggle, like obviously the poor are suffering. We'll be watching Grapes of Wrath, and we'll be seeing 2 hour misery porn movies for the rest of the 30s. But we get to see how these people are desperately trying to cling on to their status, cling on to the life that they knew. And you see a lot of people in ruin, and in even in that, right? Even if someone like I believe the tycoon guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only guy who's not really suffering too much because of the financial straits. Like he has a wife that's openly cheating on him, who I believe is played by the same woman we were just talking about. Yeah, Jean Harlow.
Yeah. So I think it's very important to like talk about is like it's really showing us the changing times and the political climate, how people are becoming a little something something. But in the film in the original cut of a film, uh, Carlisle's dog was named Mussolini. However,
That's an unfortunate name for a dog.
However, due to the changing world political climate of the 1930s, the dog's name in post was dubbed as Tarzan, even though Marie Dressler's lips are clearly saying Mussolini.
That's that's hilarious. Actually, I did not notice that when I was watching it for the first time.
Bravely, it seems, John Barrymore, who struggled with chronic alcoholism, that would lead to his death at the age of 60 in 1942, plays that has been actor Larry Renault, who is also addicted to the bottle, and like his character Renault, he was in the midst of ending a third marriage, which would happen within a year. Unfortunate.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of I think, well, it's darkest way to say this. I think actors that are going through the same issues as the character that they're playing is makes for the best actor, best character because you know the struggles and you know the pain. You can do exactly what they need to do.
you don't even need to act, kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh shit, my kid died. My character's name kid died. Well, it's fucking I can cry in command then, man.
Yeah, that we saw that with Charlie Chaplin's The Kid.
Yep. Um,
So
according
yeah,
according to Jane Harlow, the picture was shot as close to the chronological order as possible, so we could all feel the dramatic power of the climactic scenes.
that's really cool. Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah. Dinner at Eight was the seventh most popular movie at the U.S. box office of for 1933.
Huh. So it was clearly very successful.
Yeah. Um,
Interesting.
Honestly, for me, this film is easily an eight.
I gave it a 9. I think this is probably the best film of the night, arguably.
I can see it.
Well, actually, the one we're about to talk about is also pretty up there,
Duck soup,
which has nothing to do with ducks or soup. I think.
fucking
This
clickbait.
is. I, I got clickbaited by an almost 100-year-old movie. I want my money back.
Kind of goomed
Uh,
this.
this is a Marx Brothers movie. The theme is war, which you think would not be very funny, but it is very Great Dictator esque. Groucho Marx plays a dictator of some fictional Eastern European country and starts bullshit over nothing, parodying World War One, and also inadvertently parodying World War Two, even though that hadn't happened yet.
Yeah, I think this is kind of like a bit of like background is that this film has been apparently noted by multiple people that it doesn't really match the other Marx Brother movies, which I don't agree with. I don't.
I think it's just better than all the other movies. I think that's the only difference, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, but for some reason they don't think that it's not the same level as all the like the fucking prior movies. I'm like because it's better than the other movies. What are you on?
Yeah, so we can both agree this is probably the best one we've seen yet. It is the first one that I saw that actually had me like belly laughing at certain points. Certain scenes in this film are just amazing. One of my favorites is when Groucho goes to war and has no idea what the fuck he's doing. You have scenes like that which are hilarious. I love a lot of the physical comedy. I think his parody of like world leaders of the time is quite on point, and he all of them are really taking advantage of the medium of sound and exactly how their movies have transitioned from we talked about it last episode we did for 1932. They really were starting to grasp how this is different from vaudeville.
I think something that's very important is a bit more background is that this film was banned in Italy because Benito Mussolini thought this was a direct attack upon him. And the Marx Brothers, when they learned of this, they were ecstatic.
that that's a straight vibe. That is the best reaction you can have to that.
Mr. Groucho Marx offered the following explanation for the movie's title. Take take two turkeys, one goose, four cabbages, but no duck, and mix them together. After one taste, you'll have duck soup. The rest of the rest of your life.
Is it a joke about like I'm confused still. Am I stupid? I might be stupid.
It's basically, at least from what I can gather, is that you're not actually having damn duck soup. You think you are because it's called duck soup.
Oh, so it's talking about something being like a cheap imitation.
Basically. This is
Uh-huh.
actually the final film of Zeppo Marx. After the film's premiere, he quit the Marx Brothers, citing dissatisfaction with the movie acting overall and awareness of being a butt of jokes regarding him as the unfunny Marx brother.
That was kind of his whole thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, it's been fine and dandy being the fucking butt of a joke sometimes, but like the entire time, yeah, that'd be grating.
Yeah, there's a few movies in the next few years that'll be talking about that phenomenon.
Yep, this
Hmm.
yeah, this is fucking full on. This is his literal last film ever. He never did anything after this.
And no one cared.
No one did unless you're a damn Marx Brothers fucking fan. You're like, oh no, we want him back.
I'm a Marx Brothers fan, and even I'm like, you know what? He didn't add anything to the movies.
I'm kind of curious what those damn gossip damn mags would say. I want to find it again. That was really damn good.
Cite there from editing. Sorry to
um.
do that to you.
So I thought this film was a 7. It was good.
I thought it was a 9. It was probably one of the best comedies I've seen from the 30s, but I understand that opinion.
Next up is Flying Down to No.
To Rio.
Oh, Rio. I can read it as no. No. Yeah, no, it's decided it's no now.
Where are you flying to? No.
Yeah, I'm going to no.
I...
Why not no?
Where are you flying? Knowledge. What?
Will I not know? Come on, man.
But yes, flying down to Rio before that the word loses all meaning to you.
Oh, Rio,
Um,
that damn shitty place. Oh, fuck, the Brazilians are coming in.
the only thing I remember about this movie is that it has Fred Astaire in it, if I'm not mistaken, and it features titties.
Yes. That's the thing I actually mentioned is that in the musical number, many of the girls on the airplane wings are wearing see-through tops. The Hays Code, introduced in 1930, was not enforced until 1934.
This is the last year, by the way, before the Hays Code stops being enforced. I think by 1934, all the major studios have buckled down.
Yes.
Okay.
But this is okay. This is actually where I can talk about my favorite segment, the Goonometer.
Don't tell me you're gonna rate each like one of the 11 of them individually.
No, only the most elite, the elite of the elite.
The elite of the Goon Squad, you might say.
Yes, Miss Dolores Del Rio. Hold on, Oz. Let me
Oh, that girl.
yes, let me just grab you a taste, a smidgen, if you will.
Oh, that girl. Yeah, she was hot.
Looking at her
She's also
more.
been dead for 100 years, so it's a little hard to talk about her.
Looking at her more. She reminds me of my sister. Never mind.
Sweet home Alabama.
Yeah, she's my half sister. Easy 7.
What did I give Flying Down to Rio now? Actually, I gave it a 6. It was okay.
This film was a nice 7. It was an enjoyable film. The actors were good, not because I'm a gooner, but it was a really good time.
Yeah. Quickly, since we have a new phenomenon that we need to talk about, the screwball comedy. Except I don't know if this is a true screwball. Uh, what did you know about screwball comedies before starting this?
Screwball comedies. So my first quote screwball comedy, I guess you could say, was like the Three Stooges. Does that count?
So a screwball comedy, in its purest form, is like an anti-romance movie. It's almost like a spoof of romance movies. It's typically, though not always, a guy pursuing a woman who has no interest in him.
Oh, like fucking the skunk character on the in Looney Tunes.
That is a strange example, but is unfortunately 100% accurate. And Fred Astaire was incredibly well known for these screwball comedies. In fact, that's the only thing he fucking did other than tap dance.
Which I mean, fucking fine for real. Honestly, I mean, I kind of like it that like his whole thing was just that because it would basically set up a very kind of mid trope, but it's fucking funny for the first time, and it gets boring after that.
Yeah, don't worry, we have like 7 other movies about Fred Astaire and his best buddy, whoever the fuck. Having adventures in exotic locations and trying to swoon over women who don't care about them. It's gonna be a thing.
This guy, just because he kind of like popularized a whole genre, he's most definitely going to be on the decade for 30s, most definitely.
Oh yeah, oh
Um,
yeah.
and another actor I see here who was most definitely be on it is Miss Joan Blundell.
Sorry, I'm looking through the credits. There's a lot of people in the credits. There. Nope, that's a different person. What'd you say her name was?
Joan Blundell.
Oh, that's why she's in the extended credits. There she is.
Yeah, she was a lot in things like Grease. Grease is good. I like Grease.
Oh, that's a while from here.
Yeah,
Interesting.
she was in a whole lot of shit, and her damn story. She was also in a film which I believe we'll be getting to very shortly is Gold Diggers.
Yes, but I don't remember if we said it, but yes, Flying Down to Rio, I gave it a 6. You gave it a 7. You said.
Yes.
Let's talk about the weirdest idea for a film that Hollywood ever pitched to itself: Footlight Parade. AKA,
Yes.
hey, do you want to see James Cagney be a talent director? The answer is yes. Yes, I would. This is a movie about a guy who discovers that you can like do live performances before movies, and he makes a lot of money on it. But he also has to deal with musical performances, and like the entire back half of the movie is just a bunch of musical performances.
um, this film has a lot of trivia, and it's a lot of dumb shit. I really love it. This is the first film where James Cagney dances, showing off his vaudeville and stage experience as a song and dance man. Cagney lobbied Warner Bros. To play this role. He would show off these talents to their fullest in a Yankee Doodle Dandy 1942. Yankee Doodle Dandy is gonna ride on a pony. Um,
Yes, I forgot. I'm actually about to go watch Yankee Doodle Dandy this week.
The Shanghai Lil number includes some brief shots in an opium den. They were cut from the television prints.
I didn't think the television would have to censor anything, but you know, I did wrong.
Opium does a lot of things, people. um, and a 1954 Merry Melodies cartoon spoofed the Honeymoon Hotel number with the eponymous hotel being filled with and for bugs. For example, the bride is a ladybug, like the movie's ending of the number. The cartoon also fades out on a shot of a baby in the advertisement to subtly suggest the couple is about to have sex.
Wow.
I forgot that was like a whole thing they did back in the damn day. It's like, oh yeah, they're about to do it, and it just make a damn baby.
Because old childbearing values.
Oh, good old days. There's horse.
I'm gonna be honest. I prefer the horrors.
I don't like the STDs. I'm good.
That's fine. Back to Footlight Parade. Uh, this was a strange movie because it was barely a movie.
I was okay with it. Must because James Cagney.
Yeah, no, like if James Cagney's in a movie, then I'm just gonna automatically like it because I don't know, I just he's one of my favorite '30s actors. It's kind of unhealthy.
Ah.
I gave Footlight Parade. I believe I gave it like a 6. Let me double check that. I had the tab open and then I didn't. Been a bit. I gave it a 7. It was good. It was fun. It wasn't that deep.
I gave it a 6.
Scyther?
Oh,
Ah,
6.
that's fair.
All right.
40. You want to watch a movie that's basically the same fucking movie?
Of course I do.
42nd Street.
Good ass film, totally.
It's a it's a play, but they filmed it.
Which
Also, everyone's poor.
I mean, works freaking for me. I actually kind of like the idea that it was just like a whole damn thing just being filmed like that.
Yeah, there wasn't much to 42nd Street. It was a lot of music though. That was interesting.
Yeah. It also has the best bitch, Bebe Daniels.
Ah.
Yeah, she was a whole lot of damn shit. She is a person who, Lord, she was homies with damn Hal Roach, the guy who intimidated us to get on the People Decade list.
Wasn't even trying.
Was not even trying. She acted for a large portion of her damn life, which is kind of cracked. um, I am okay. This is actually where I have to say okay. So it's not really like rated movie, but I just mention it because this lady is fucking kind of nutty. Uh, she apparently was the favorite actress of Al fucking Capone. And when her hotel room was named robbed, when Al Capone heard about this, and he sent out his goons to basically whoever stole it, that they had 24 hours to return the items, and they were in fact returned.
Damn.
Yes. She is also legend lens worthy. I don't. It'll be a long time before I do her though, because she has over 200 damn fucking 30 damn films. A lot of damn work.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a lot of damn work right there.
uh, yeah. 42nd Street. I think my where's my review? There it is. I think this is all I need to say. My review says simply, ugh. That's it. That's how I feel about
I
this movie.
I will say this: the fact of how they did it, I really dig. 'Cause it feels a lot more genuine than they're just acting to do it. Okay, don't get me wrong, they're acting anyway, but like the intent is not like a standard old movie like everything else at the damn time, which I appreciate. It's unique. It's different. 6.
Ah. I also gave it a 6.
Yep.
Hey Scyther, you want to watch the same fucking movie again?
Yes.
Gold Diggers of 1933. This is a movie about a bunch of unemployed theatrical women who are desperately trying to find a job. And also, there's this guy who's trying to fund a play. Because that's how you make money during the worst year of the Depression.
Gold Diggers has one of the best covers I've ever seen. You know, the original cover just looks really damn good.
Yeah, lots of half-naked women on it who are Vogue-esque.
The good shit. Also has Joan Blundell.
She's getting all around the place this year.
Yeah, this okay. Just because I have to do it again. This has a lady worthy of the Goonometer. So you're like, who is this lady that's so worthy? I have to like interrupt, the whole damn fucking flow. Well, obviously, no one else but Miss Joan Barclay.
She had a look.
She is a lady who she didn't do as many fucking films as like all the other damn people, but she was around at least to like 19 fucking 45.
Oh.
Uh, she's neat, and she's an easy 8 on the goonometer. The gooning continues, but the film, the fucking film, is a treat. So here's a piece of trivia. During rehearsals of We Are in the Money, Ginger Rogers began goofing off and singing in Pig Latin. Studio executive Daryl F. Zanuck overheard her and suggested she do it for real in the movie.
Oh, that's fun.
I'm actually saying most devious, most racist ass shit in Pig Latin, and nobody's been noticing.
I wouldn't even doubt it if she was.
I'd support that. That's fucking hilarious. Just getting away with that. You could do that in my you fucking probably could. They wouldn't notice.
If they couldn't understand you.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Oh yeah, 40 Gold Diggers. This is also one of the first movies I saw that actually references the Depression.
Mm-hmm.
Unsurprisingly.
Here's a piece of like a little juicy ass gossip from Miss Joan Blundell. Dick Powell hated singing and playing the juvenile lead over and over. In the movie, there is an in joke related to that. When the stage production led protests that he has been a juvenile for 18 years. This is a good fucking film. I actually enjoyed it. It was fucking funny.
I gave it a 7. It was pretty good. It was definitely not anything. This was light entertainment. You know what I mean?
I agree.
That's everything from this year.
This is a nice 7. I kind of enjoy how fucking fast this is. This is a bit fucking faster, but so fucking far.
Listen, it'll give us time to talk about art, and also next few episodes are going to be like this until we get to the Hollywood Golden Age. So, you know what? We have time. I'm going to go on a fucking rant just because I'm so it bothers me. So, when I say Hollywood Golden Age, what pops into your head? Like, what time frame?
I want to say like 40s ish.
So my definition is pretty close. It's like 1937 to 1944, let's say, right?
Okay.
Does that sound like a decent timeline?
Yeah.
If I were to look up the Hollywood Golden Age on any given website, Wikipedia says from 1910 to 1960s.
Oh.
Which is not the same thing that I'm referring to. Some people say it started in 1915 with Birth of a Nation. History that I've done, the research I've done shows, not really. So, like, some people say it's just the 1930s. I don't know. I feel like it's that era where Hollywood got really, really rich, which was the end of the Depression.
Yeah.
Though anyone can have whatever definition they like.
I am a bit of a unique person when it comes to how I view the golden age. I don't really view it in the terms of money. I view it in the terms of creativity. And I think this is a bit of a weird one. The late 1910s to the early 1920s was a very creative damn period.
Oh yeah, I think the Depression has certainly destroyed the film industry a decent amount. Not as much as in terms of sales, but in terms of creative output. People are making a lot of movies, but none of them are especially deep now. Like, remember how deep Metropolis was, or
Yeah.
Napoleon? Or all these movies are very surface level to appeal to as many poor working class people as possible.
Mm-hmm. And that's where I think the golden age is. It lies in the creativity, and I just don't think the movies of okay, outside of a few like horror ones like fucking the Dr. Jekyll, for example. There's not really much creativity going on. They're all kind of like seen that 1,000 times before, but these are the ones in 1910s, like the 1920s ish. They go hard, very hard.
The way I like to describe it is, remember the specific words, it's the golden age of Hollywood, not the golden age of film.
True, but a lot of films are coming out of where Oz right now.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's Hollywood's golden age, which means it's great for the studios, not so great for the people watching. But either way, that's a little bit less relevant. Let's see. Next up, we have I'm No Angel.
Hell yeah.
in which I would say, don't say that about yourself, Mae West.
Big
But
ass titties.
yes, if there's any woman who has the most attractive factor in the 1930s, it's definitely Mae West.
Ugh.
Oh god, she was born in the 1890s. That makes me incredibly uncomfortable.
Let's go with me.
Oh god, she was already in her 30s when she was doing these
She
movies.
can still get it. Give me a damn time machine.
we we know your love for old women, Scyther.
Shit. I'll be the first one she ever had. Mixed too?
Fair. But the movie, I'm No Angel, it's basically just Mae West being Mae West for what is it? How long is this movie? A little under 90 minutes.
This is a film that so there's a very funny scene in the film where the fortune teller gives Tyra, or rather in this case Mae West, her horoscope. He gives her the birthday as August 17th, which is actually her literal damn birthday. Which is just wow.
It really do be like that though.
Yeah. It- when Tyra opens the chest to show her friend some jewelry, there are photos attached to the inside lid of several men, including actors Barton McLean, who were originally set to co-star in the film, Nat Pendleton, Edmund Cobb, and Randolph Scott, real-life roommates of the film's leading man, Cary Grant.
Oh,
Yeah, just toss some random dudes in there. Why not?
maybe Mae West was fond of them. Who knows?
The final piece of trivia here is Mayweather's most famous line in the film, Beulah, peel me a grape, was inspired by Wes's pet monkey, Boogie. The monkey loved grapes, and one day Wes noticed that although he would eat grapes by the dozens, he would always peel the skin off each one before popping one in his mouth.
Like a banana.
I love that.
I did not rate this film originally, though I'm pretty sure it probably would have been another 6.
Yeah, 6 is fair. One thing I think is kind of cool is that this is actually the first time I believe we actually see a damn pet damn mentioned by any of this. But also it's an exotic damn pet. It's a fucking monkey.
In fitting fashion, because what's going to make audiences go crazy than seeing a monkey on screen?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
uh, yeah. You know what? You know what I'm gonna get us a nerd about? The Invisible Man.
Ah,
This is my favorite monster movie, so you can already guess that this is gonna be pretty high up there for me.
oh, this is another OG horror damn villain, which unfortunately never got the same name respect as the big boys. I never understood that. I never understood that, but hey, it's whatever.
Also, special effects that are way, way ahead of their time.
True.
There is so much going on in these special effects. The way they achieve the invisibility is insanity that they ever even got to achieve it. Period.
Yep.
The plot is quite fun. It's about a serum that makes you turn invisible, but it also makes you go insane. Very monster movie esque,
It is
as you would
very
imagine.
it's very what's the word? Reminiscent of Dr. Jekyll.
Yes. Except instead of getting paranoid schizophrenia, you get superpowers and then also paranoid schizophrenia. Listen, all I'm saying is that if you're a monster in a monster movie, schizophrenia is going to become inevitable.
Yep. So some trivia here is in order to achieve the fact that Claude Rains wasn't there when his character took off the bandages, James Whale had Rains dressed completely in black velvet and filmed him in front of a black velvet background.
Oh, that's really clever.
Yes, it is. I love it when they just come up like these like ingenious ideas. Like, wow, why didn't I think of that before?
People were really creative back then when it came to special effects, and I kind of envy them because special effects is really an art. It still is to this day, of course, but I feel like it was such a creative endeavor in before CGI. You really had to know all the little tricks to deceive an audience, and it really could create movie magic like nothing else.
Something that's kind of fucking unique and really fucking. So there was a lady on set who was known to be like really fucking fucking funny. This was Miss Una Connor, or rather Una O'Connor. She's an Irish lady. Got to put a respect on that. Um, as the hysterical pub landlady, James Whale struggled to control his own laughter as he adored Miss O'Connor's humor. Which
Aw.
I just love, the little tidbits, there's being human. I love that shit.
It's easy to forget, and I think that's one of the best things about watching like media, and especially film, is that you get to see people being people, and you get to see more than anything, um, like those human qualities that when you study history you kind of forget about. I remember especially when I was studying like World War II as a teenager, it was kind of hard to picture all these people as people because it was just easier to kind of picture them as robots.
Yep. Something that's kind of really cool. It's like a revealed about here in this trivia is that so outside of our boy Dracula, Frankenstein, the Invisible Man, Doctor Jekyll, there were in total 14 treatments, or rather, these are just scripts, I suppose in this case, that were just never used for one reason or another. And one of them, which is the I believe it's the name 12th one. I might be entirely wrong here, or point at one, but the Invisible Man was a fucking one of those. I don't believe that all of them were actually used, so they're just somewhere in an NAM vault somewhere.
It
Which I'm like, what else did they have ideas been for? I'm really curious.
does make you wonder, huh?
Yeah, like what could we have had and then like a whole damn like a whole fucking franchise? We just didn't get it. The original Saw
Huh.
idea. The Hayes Code wouldn't like this one.
There was a sequel to this, but it will not be on our list because it was garbage.
Yeah,
As are all of the sequel monster movies, except for Bride of Frankenstein.
we do have two of them that's actually revealed. The general idea is one is set in Tsarist Russia and the other is set on near Mars. So we knew.
That's a fucking contrast.
Yes,
What?
it's like that's a giant leap from fucking damn Dracula. What the fuck happened here?
So this movie's set in England, and then the next one we're gonna put it in Imperial Russia and space. What?
Like Imperial Russia makes sense. They could have used like I don't know, fucking name fucking Baba Yaga. The first ever damn like that'd been cool. The first ever damn fucking female damn horror character. Nope, they didn't do that.
Nah, let's do Mars.
That does make me
Um,
sad though that our first ever female quote villain or horror villain in this case would be until much later. In this case, I suppose do like of course like mainstream would be like fucking Bloody Mary, I guess.
I don't like that answer.
Yeah, and like when did that bitch film can blow like the 90s, 80s? I can't remember.
Somewhere, I'm sure someone in the comments will very politely correct us, and by politely I mean rip us a new one.
Almost definitely. Oh well, suck my dick.
I gave The Invisible Man an 8.
Yes, 8. Although honestly, I'm tempted to give it a 10. I was actually tempted.
You're just trying to appeal to me.
It's a good fucking film. Like, I love horror fucking films, especially ones that basically like a fucking cornerstone of the whole damn genre.
I suppose monster movies are really important as characters like Jason Voorhees and I don't know,
Also,
name a wouldn't exist without these guys.
we will see this. We will see this fucking film again. We will see this again because it is featured in Sherlock Holmes and the Voice of Terror in 1942.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
we will see this again.
that's fascinating. Interesting.
I just love that shit.
Next up, King Kong,
Oh yeah, he's
the
cool.
original. Yeah, this movie gets referenced a lot, but no one has ever actually watched it. At least not the majority of people. This is speaking of special effects. Holy shit! King Kong is on another level using stop motion, excellent prop work. To tell you the plot, it's King Kong. You already know. They go to an island. There's Big Monkey. Big Monkey steals woman. Big Monkey in love with woman.
Ride wife,
Bestiality?
kill wife, regrets.
It's the meme. God damn it, I didn't think about that. Uh, it's a strange movie because this movie was also horrendously racist, like more than the usual. Like there's a tribe that worships King Kong, and they're terrible. The fake African that they speak.
Chicken tenders.
What? Sorry?
I said chicken tenders.
Chicken? What? What about chicken tenders?
It's a racist joke. I ain't gonna go any further with it.
Okay, all right.
No, that line is gonna stay there. That's why I dig it up.
Okay.
I'm gonna own that one.
You're gonna. Fair enough.
Yeah. You should be flexing my dick on him. Like, oh yeah, you try to cancel me. Cancel me, I dare you.
Back to King Kong. I can't comment too much on the racism.
I will. So it's kind of superb, man. I mean,
Do you mean superb or
no,
subpar?
no. My accent refuses to say the actual damn word. It's superb, spaghetti. But it's good. It's interesting. It made me can laugh, and that's important. If I'm not laughing, there's a damn problem.
Yeah. It was a very entertaining film, and it was certainly fast paced.
Yeah, and as you said,
Which is a blessing.
Mm-hmm. And as you said, like everything it was doing, it's really hard to not like the film. It had a lot going fucking for it, which
You just gotta get past the bigotry.
which I easily can. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I think for anyone who's had this problem, because I know I've had it, I'm sure you've had it at one point before we kind of reached this point. It's hard to watch a movie that's like really racist. The easiest way to get around it, though, is to just treat it with the comedy it deserves. Yeah, it's terrible, but it's also kind of ridiculous and kind of comedic how ridiculous and over the top it is. Like no rational person today, and I keyword rational, would make something this out there. But that was just the norm back in the day, because of course it was.
Insert YouTube 2016.
Okay, but, that's just some guy in his basement. That's not like
There was professional Smosh and Shane Dawson grade film work going on.
I'm gonna shut up now.
He knew I was right. Like closes the camera.
Time for my YouTuber apology video.
With the ukulele and the damn dog out of nowhere.
Crying fakely into the camera.
So I suppose I should provide the trivia. I got trivia because of course I fucking do.
Of course.
So this film grossed $90,000 in its opening weekend, the biggest opening ever for a film at a time.
So this was a blockbuster.
Yes, Marion C. Cooper's first vision for the film was of a giant ape on top of a world's tallest building, fighting airplanes. He worked backwards from there to develop the rest of the story. He's one of those people.
Hey, I'm one of those people.
I can't do it backwards. I have to go front and center.
That's fine. That's fair. What did you think of the movie? Like, in totality?
I fucking thought this film is one of the most important movies of that generation and our own generation because of just what it would set the standard for giant creature flicks. And of course, the racism, I'm ignoring that. The subject is it some random ass ladies kidnapping, ignoring that too. I just love the idea of giant monsters and the fact that this film basically set that standard up. It's basically the whole damn standard, almost. I think there's a few other films that had like a giant creature, but this is a film that it's kind of like near and dear to my heart, to a sense where it's like, this is like one of the most important films ever.
I feel that. This film awkwardly crawled on all fours so Godzilla could walk.
Yeah. This is a film where I think my very low morals will not allow a 10, but I will allow a 9.
Even you're like, hey, I can't give a perfect score to a movie with the contents that are in this film.
Yes. If this is very very important to know, people. If I was not including morals here, this would be an 10.
Oh yeah, I gave it a 9. The only thing that drags it down is racism because it makes the film very dated, even if you don't have to worry as much about like. Yeah, even if you're not thinking about it, it's just it detracts from the film. It detracts from its like modern appeal. So
Out of nowhere,
yeah, 9.
100 years from
Still,
now,
otherwise be a perfect film.
100 years from now, people are like, guys, these people are fucking soft as fuck. Jesus, it's soft, soft. I'm like, what do you mean I'm soft? Soft.
We care about other people being depicted fairly.
It'll be okay. The next film though is Land Without Bread. This is a good one.
This was weird because this movie isn't entirely accurate. This is a documentary, quote unquote,
Yep.
uh, by I think he's actually by the same guy who made what's that movie? Age of Gold and An Andalusian Dog.
Yes.
This was made by I'm getting his name. Sorry,
It's Louis Buñuel.
Louis Boignet. I don't know how to say his name.
I'm not Spanish. I'm not going to try to pronounce it.
Yeah, but he made Age of Gold, The Phantom of Liberty much later on, and Until Andalou, which I'm probably still butchering the pronunciation of. Sorry to the people of the future, I have not learned the correct way to say it yet. I should probably figure that out at some point. But
Sorry, I had to mention this. It's really out of like left field. I didn't see this coming. Is this guy was praised by Alfred Hitchcock as the best director ever.
no, 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 he isn't. Not even for his time.
I think it's one of those things where
Also, Alfred, I know he's trying to be humble, but Alfred was way ahead of this guy.
I think I have to like watch all this guy's fucking films and just really think on that, because I think he has a nice vision, a really nice vision. The execution, no, it's iffy, but my memory might not be remembering it all too well.
Also, his entire career, if you want to look at that.
Very excited. Look at that. Ooh boy.
Yeah. Apparently, his most famous film was from 1967. So, wow. Interesting thing about this movie, likely most of it is a lie. Also, I have the sneaking suspicion. So, to make it clear, this is a documentary about a place in Spain that is about like basically the poorest town he could find, and he documents their life. Again, documents.
I think, okay, now I understand why Alfred said what he said, because this guy's fucking hardcore. And I quote, Louis Buñuel was not above slaughtering several animals to deliver his message. He ordered the ailing of a donkey to be spread with honey so he could film it being stung to death by bees. Nor was the mountain goat falling with the goat was an accident. It was shot by Buñuel's crew for the desired sequence.
Ugh.
He is
Oh, that's
hardcore.
rough.
PETA.
That is rough, buddy.
PETA would have a
I
fucking heart
don't.
attack.
I don't like that.
I don't really like that myself, but that's doing dedication. That's actual dedication.
Reminds me of like making lizards fight to make them look like dinosaurs. That's a real thing, by the way. Yeah.
I just want to mention that this guy's nickname was the Scourge of the Bourgeoisie.
Interesting, since this whole movie's basically shaming poor people.
This is a fucking film.
It is indeed a movie. Would you say a good one?
I think it's a decent film, and I kind of like really love. I just really love the idea of this. He's just picked some random ass place like off the top of his head, like yeah, this is it. This is the place. Perfect.
One of my favorite scenes from this movie is before he goes to the town or whatever. He goes to this like actual Spanish city, or it's like a town, but it's a bigger town, right?
Yeah.
At the start of the film, and he's talking about how there's this cultural thing where, like, in order to woo the women, I kid you not, they strap a chicken by its legs on like a banister, those things that they hang the flags on during festivals, right? And then they have the man ride on horseback in an attempt to rip the chicken's head off.
I feel like somewhere does that, but I don't think anywhere in Spain did that.
I There might be I think I've heard that before, but like I don't know if that's true.
If
That doesn't sound true.
it is true,
Uh,
then somebody's been a whole cover up.
Indeed. Another weird thing about this movie that I found hilarious. There's a scene where they focus on these two guys who are just like by a stream or something, and they're just chilling, right? They're not doing anything, and then the film just says like presenting two inbreds, and I'm like, oh come on! I suppose it was necessary. I don't know how necessary.
This film is it's something. I mean, it was okay.
I gave it a 5.
Eh, eh, five.
Yeah, it was not amazing.
Hardcore though. Hardcore as fuck.
Very very hardcore.
Little Women.
Getting Little Women. You know all I remember about this movie, Scyther?
What?
Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus. She won't stop saying it. Oh my god.
Oh, did I mention this? This is a Goonameter special.
Was it because got Katherine Hepburn in it?
No, 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 not just her. There's a lot of Goonables here, so I'm gonna get her all in one.
Is that like a Lunchable?
Yes, actually. In fact, I actually have like a whole like a sketch of a Goonables, but I'm gonna save that until later.
Yeah, for a friend, I'm sure.
So Katherine Hepburn, of course, is an easy 10. It's Katherine.
She's also the origin of that stupid conspiracy theory that Hollywood invented an accent.
Of course. Duh.
They did not.
Of course, we also have Joan Bennett, Frances D, and Jane Parker. They are all on the same level of okay looking. They're all easy fucking vibes. That is all.
Oh.
But of course, the real dime here, the dime of the hour. It's not even a dime. She's like for like 18 dimes, but that's too many damn dimes. She gets it. She's the first ever 11. No, I'm kidding. There's been 11. We have Miss Nadia Westman.
Why'd you pick the oldest photo of her possible to show me?
This is the fucking funniest. She was born in 1902.
1902. Oh god, what's your thing for old women?
It's easy. It's really easy. It's stupidly easy.
Oh, why you gotta say it like
Because
that?
I'm fucking right.
Okay.
But this is her in her younger years, which is like in her like 20s.
Oh, this was from the set of Little Women.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Not my thing though. Anyways, now that all the feminists are mad at us, understandably,
Fuck them.
what did you? They should be mad at this movie too. This movie is not. It has nothing to do with feminism.
It's okay. You can
It's a
see the
civil.
film.
It was okay. I didn't like it actually. I thought it was pretty annoying.
There's Kathy in it. I have to like it.
Oh, is it like James Cagney? Like it's just like I can't say no.
Yeah, it's Kathy. She's fucking based.
That's fair. You know what? I'll give that to you. I gave it a 4.
7.
Very different scores.
Also, because I have to give it a trivia, at least a piece of trivia,
Oh, of course.
is Katharine Hepburn asked costume designer Walter Plucknant to copy a dress her maternal grandmother wore in tiny type photograph.
Oh.
I kind of like that. Uncredited producer David O. Selznick had a difficult time convincing RKO executives to produce this film. There was a belief in Hollywood at the time that the films based on historic novels were not popular, particularly one that centered on women during the Civil War. Selznick persisted, and the film was a commercial success. Because of this, later decades, Selznick produced Gone with the Wind. That's a fucking good film from the novel by Margaret Mitchell. I should watch that one now. Not watch, but like read that one on us.
I know. I got more books to read. I'll get to it.
I think you're gonna be very busy considering how many movies we've seen this fucking for, but it's actually based on the fucking film. Like not the fucking film. The film is based on the damn book. You're in for a treat.
If the books are good.
They're all ass.
I'm currently suffering through Pride and Prejudice, not because the writing is bad, but because it's a book from the early 1800s. That'll be coming eventually when I finish the damn booking.
So, now next up is Morning Glory.
Not too glorious in my opinion. This is another one of the two actresses. Who are we talking about? Is it May? It's if I could only remember the tab. There it is.
Katharine Hepburn.
Yep, Katharine Hepburn. She plays a smart girl in this, in a chatterbox, which was her thing for a couple of years before she ascended to her actual typecast. What do you remember about this film?
I remember it being kind of like very fucking forgettable. Like I can't really remember the plot outside of like the fact that it involves fucking Broadway in some form.
What do you remember about this film? It was forgettable. Well, that tells me all I need to know.
Yeah. I can't remember shit. Holy fuck. This film is ultra rare rating for me. I don't normally do this. I have to give it a no rating.
I gave it a 4. I barely remember this film. I also believe in my review described it as forgettable. This is a nothing burger of a movie.
Yeah, just pad out a little bit. I'll give it a piece of trivia. A piece. Only a piece.
Because I assume the trivia is not too exciting.
No. Katharine Hepburn and Douglas Fairbanks Jr. performed the balcony scene from the Romeo and Juliet in the costume, but it was not used in the picture. Interesting.
Yeah, I think one piece of trivia handles this movie pretty well.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget that in like next five minutes, give or take.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to talk about a movie that I think about on a monthly basis just because it's so weird? Private Life of Henry VIII.
I love anything involving this fucking fat bastard.
Charles Lawton?
Yes. I love Charles Lawton. He is great.
So this is a, put in quotation marks, folks, historical film about Henry VIII, mostly focusing on his wives.
Which I like, because we don't really know much about his damn wives, outside of the fact, he murdered them all.
And he nearly destroyed his entire reputation because he wanted to get a divorce because one of them wasn't putting out.
Hey, they're married, he's a damn king. Pop that pussy.
I'd like to remind you the entire reason England is mostly Protestant is because Henry VIII couldn't keep his dick in his pants.
I'm just saying. He's the king. Hey,
I don't know what that entitles him to, but it entitles him to something.
It tells him that with God's command, you should strip and bend over for him. He's the king.
I think that's how oppression happens, but you know what?
They're in a monarchy. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I think this king guy's got some great ideas. He's just a little weird and quirky.
They should put me in damn charge. Make things happen. Free damn froyo for everybody.
Is that what you're running on?
Yeah, fucking froyo, bitches, and spaghetti. Oh, and Gingivitis.
Just you can't just throw that in there. I want everyone to have gingivitis.
Yeah,
What?
some real rough gummies from there.
Anyways, Private Life. This is a very obviously historically inaccurate film, as it's a '30s movie. I don't expect it to really care about historical accuracy.
Yeah, it's been like what, like been freaking 400 years since the fucking events this happened.
Well, yeah, and also I assume their knowledge of Henry VIII was a little more limited than it is now.
Who knows? Maybe some ancient knowledge was lost and we don't know. They knew. I doubt it.
Well, if they knew it, then wouldn't that by proxy mean we know it since we have the
No,
film
no,
preserved?
no, 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 no. Who the fuck's watching this shit outside of the few other fucking folks?
Do you ever get that feeling when you watch one of these old movies, Scyther, where you're like, I'm the only person on this planet watching this movie right now?
It's how I can feel whenever I can start like archiving homebrew for damn confusion.
You're the only person reading this. 100%. There's no doubt that you are the only person reading these.
Yep, it's how sometimes.
Might have been the only person to have ever read them.
Quite possibly. But I have trivius.
Give me the trivia.
Charles Loudon, Henry, of course, here, and Elsa Lancaster, Anne of Cleves, were married in 1929 and remained so until Loudon's death in 1962.
Oh.
According to Benny Barnes, Charles Loudon was a method actor, and when Winnie Barry, giggled during a scene to the actor's aggravation, he bit her on the arm, breaking her skin, exactly as the real Henry often did when he was angry at his wives.
I mean, at least he's in character?
Yes. Benny Barnes is a very, very special woman.
I see.
She is getting her own legend. I have so many things to say about her.
You got a lot of things to say about a lot of people. I'm excited.
Yeah, there's a lot of words. Some really good. Some really, I just want to be really mean to them. I'm a dick. That's okay though. But where were we? Oh yes, the private life of Henry here. But because of the film's modest budget, director Alexander Kadra had to shoot on the actual locations instead of the studio. Some sets were half built out of necessity. So if an actor moved off his mark, the the slats would show the sides.
Mm. Interesting.
Yep. This film, a 7.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I gave the film a 5. I thought it was kind of weird.
I
And
was
not in
really,
a fun way.
I was really enjoying the idea of it based around the wives. They're so little known, and I thought the idea of like there's this like fan fiction this shit.
So this is medieval fan fiction, is what you're telling me.
Basically.
Okay. Yeah, I feel that. Queen Christina. Hey, Greta Garbo's back, and this time she's getting to play a bitch. Or is this the other movie? I don't remember. One of the movies where she's a bitch. She plays a Swedish monarch because apparently Greta Garbo can only play Swedes.
I mean, blonde. Yeah, I can see it.
Fair. This was a weird movie, and I was not a huge fan of it. I mean, it was good, but it was just not what I was expecting it to be because everyone goes goo over Greta Garbo.
I mean, seeing how she looks yeah, she really does have a different monarch damn look. I dig it.
Yeah, it fits her.
Ooh, Greta. What do I do with you, my dear? I don't know, but what I do know is some trivia.
Oh, yay!
God damn, trivia's long for this. The scene at the end where Christina goes around memorizing the room was choreographed so meticulously that Greta Garbo performed the scene to a metronome. Good lord, it's a word.
That is a strange word, is what
I don't know the damn word. It confers me with the imbalance.
Hell yeah.
The jeweled gown that Christina wears when she formally receives Antonio at the court has survived.
Mm.
The exhibit Hollywood costume created by Deborah Nadoolman, okay, which was installed at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London in 2012, and later at the Academy Museum of Motion Picture in Los Angeles in 2014,
Mm.
featured the gown. I actually like the idea that a gown that some dead woman wore is just still out there.
That is weird to think about. It's
Yeah,
must be a valuable movie prop.
you like the damn Batman fucking fucking mobile.
You want the Batmobile?
Yeah, that's all my trivia because I can't read all this shit. There's a lot. Jesus. Um, it's okay. If I'm be real, this film I only watched like half an hour of that shit. I got bored.
You couldn't stomach the whole thing?
No,
Uh,
I couldn't.
yeah, it's pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. This was not a golden film that people will be talking about for generations. This was some trashy melodrama.
Yeah, it could be worse. Could be much worse. It could be damn taboo.
Oh, Tale of the South Seas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie was that was something.
You
I'll
know,
say that.
one day we're gonna talk shit about the damn movie. You know, we're speculating. You remember that movie was ass. Meanwhile, us we give it like tens or some shit.
This is why I check my reviews before I talk about a movie because I will say something dumb if I don't.
I just love the idea. Showing you actually disapproved of. All right. What's next? Oh, Secrets. That's a film.
Yes. Secrets. Wait, what? Oh, this was that cow. Was this a cowboy movie? I think so. One second. Not exactly. Oh, this is. Why did I label this a western? This isn't a western. What? Why did you call this a western? What?
I think you saw the covers one time. You're like, oh yeah, it's a western easily. Anyway, keeps it moving. That's basically my idea there.
I guess it's kind of a western. Sure, they defeated. It's a fuck it. Um. Hey, it has Leslie Howard. He's cool. He looks very gay. I don't know if he was, but I'm just going to assume he was. I'm from Tumblr. He was in a lot of movies, especially from this era. I'm trying to avoid talking about the film. I barely remember it. Oh, that's why I didn't watch it. I did not watch this movie. Did you?
No.
Okay, moving on. Never mind. We're. She Done Him Wrong is our next movie.
This one I did watch.
I would hope so. It's got your favorite Goonarina. I don't know.
Mae West, big old titties.
Also, this is a very similar movie to the other movie she was in this year.
Just realize that all movies that she's in is very, very similar. She's a one trick pony, but goddamn this.
I am imagining you in a like an outfit of an old timey producer saying that because it's very on point.
Yes. Yes. But National Legion of Doom was formed in October. Oh, I'm sorry, fucking what was formed?
What? The what now?
The National Legion of Doom was formed in October of 1933. This was after
What's the National Legion of Doom?
Yeah, fuck with you. National Legion of Decency.
I was like, what?
I'm sorry, but National Legion of Doom? Okay, some Hydra shit.
I know, right? It's like gonna show up in the 40s Batman movie.
It was formed in October of 1933, 6 months after the release of this film. The Legion officials cited Mae West that the film is one of the major reasons for necessity of the organization. Prudes.
You just can't handle
Big old tickies.
I know. The summary of the Hays Code. People couldn't handle titties. It really do be like that.
Yeah. I'm wondering when a group fell apart. Oh my god. By 1980.
Uh-oh.
They were around for a long fucking time.
Oh, Jesus. I assume they were of lesser relevancy past the 60s because That sounds about right.
They actually got reorganized in the '60s as the National Catholic Office for Motion Pictures.
Oh God. Ugh.
I knew religion was tied to this shit somehow.
This is weird. This is a. It's about a nightclub owner, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, this movie. Okay, I'm remembering this. Yep.
we actually had a pretty wholesome, well, not wholesome, but it's a pretty standard ass name. The National Board of Review, originally named 1908, and then it came as the National Association of Motion Picture Industry. That is in 1916, and then the Motion Pictures Producers and Distributors America, in full in 1921.
Hmm.
And good lord, okay, this is actually gonna be one of the, I'm gonna pin this in already in Discord, uh, because this is a group we should talk about because good lord, they are some pricks.
We can talk about censorship again.
Yeah, this is actually one of the rare times where well, it was kind of like talking about beforehand is that groups will be mentioned, different, organizations, that it's not just the Oscars, but all the other damn groups of the damn time. And I think it's important to think, because they even shape, the whole industries and the standards and shit, and they're still important. Like
Mhm.
gonna talk about, even though they themselves aren't actually doing any fucking films, they are in fact making their rules for films, or being
Okay.
dicks.
Hey, I'm always down for people being dicks.
Infinite content, infinite content.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
one day,
Uh,
one day we're gonna run out, but I'm like, no, the Chinese.
we'll just pick a random country. So we're talking about their media. Uh, but yeah, she done him wrong. I think I gave it a 6.
I think I want to hand it because big old tiggies a fucking 5.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah,
Let's talk about one of the last films for this year, the second to last. Hey, it's a Laurel and Hardy movie,
a good
Sons
film.
of the Desert. Sorry, what'd you say?
This is a good fucking film. Very good fucking film.
Yeah. In my review, I noted how this film seems cliche, mostly because it's made so many gags that became repeated over and over and over again. So you can't really blame this movie for them.
I love this film purely for the fact that it takes a trope, but takes it like a bunch of damn notches because, and this is it rings true again to the modern day, is that men just want to have some time alone from their wives or girlfriends,
And we'll
and
make up elaborate stories about boats.
yep, and they'll come up with the most elaborate ass shit to get out of being with your damn spouse, and in this period of time, it's a lot different from now where we could like have like a really plausible thing like because back then I imagine you're not really doing too much outside of like going to work, going back home, going to work, go back home.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, how the fuck we get by this bitch? Medical brews.
Yeah, I have a medical condition that requires me to get on a boat.
Big dick itis. I said it right. I said it right. Oh, I say.
We're watching movies from the 30s, of course we're old.
I.
This was entertaining, but a lot of modern values simply hard to recommend or hard to understand just because this film is so iconic and got copied so much.
You know what's sad is that
Huh.
the damn namesake of the fucking film, fucking Chet Brandenburg, aka the damn son of a damn desert, is not credited in the for the fucking film.
Oh.
You would think the most important person there would be credited.
Credits in the 30s were wild because they only credited like 7 people per movie.
Sad. Well, time to give you this damn trivia. The line, well, here's another nice mess you got me into, was voted as the number 60 movie quote by the American Film Institute out of the 100.
Oh.
This is not the first damn
Fair enough.
time we actually going to represent that damn group. And I believe there'll also be a damn another group we'll talk about eventually.
Hell yeah.
Oh, the infinite content. It keeps growing.
It just means more stuff for you guys if you have a specific interest in these things because we just want to make information kind of out there because something we've been discovering, Scyther. I'm sure you've ran into it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all of this stuff is super hard, is super undocumented.
Yep. And even if it is
No
like,
one talks about this stuff.
yep, and even if it is like, documented, for example, Wikipedia, IMDb, it's not on a. Nobody's looking for damn Mae West. Unless you're into the whole damn niche ass fucking searching and like viewing old ancient ass movies from the damn 30s and shit.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad because there's a lot of value here. Maybe not this year, but there was value.
Yeah, so I think it's important to talk about these damn things, and clearly, considering our reviews keep them going up, that is probably the case.
Yeah. Um, but we only have one other film. It's a French film. I don't think how many French films have we seen? Only one or two,
Uh,
other than Millier, of course.
we have not seen that many French films.
No, not many feature length films. This movie isn't even technically feature length. This is Zero for Conduct, which is a critique of the French schooling system,
Ah.
where a teacher basically, it's this very stereotypical plot of like a teacher who's way cooler than the other teachers and tries to teach their kids about thinking for themselves, and the establishment doesn't want them to. Very, very basic school plot.
Basic now, but was it basic then?
Probably not. What did you think of Zero for Conduct, also known as, I put in the French name in our list, Zero de Conquête? I don't speak French.
I thought this film was silly, but beyond the silliness of the film, it was actually I think it's a very important because it tells a nice story, especially about the time frame, considering it's France in its period, the socialists. But it's really cool to see France in this time period, and I think this film is well deserving of a 6, but I won't give anything more than that.
I gave it, you made me shocked, a 7. I thought it was good, though not amazing.
um, fun fact: this film was banned in France until after World War II.
Oh, I assume it was banned when the Germans took over.
Yes, banned by the French. Mm, no, it seems like it was banned fucking prior to the Germans coming in.
Oh, interesting.
I think it has hit the fucking French government like, no, you're trying to cause fucking misconduct. No, smack.
Slap.
It was chosen
Fair enough.
by the Premiere magazine as one of the top 100 movies that shook the world in October 1998 edition.
That is a obscure ass award.
Whew. Well, that's all really there.
What did you think of the films of 1933?
They're okay. They're not bad. They can be better. It's mostly just eye candy from the bitches, which is okay because I enjoy that.
Though the thing that disappoints me is obviously it's 30s eye candy.
And maybe it's hard carrying,
That's fair.
but
So, are you ready for the worst award show in America? The Aussies and the Scythes.
yes, considering we kind of have a pretty general idea of basically who's going to win this one.
Yes, and this time, this is, I believe, the first year in which the Oscars are no longer doing that half and half thing. So we can finally compare our nominees to theirs.
Yup.
So, I'm going to tell you their winners, and then we will pick ours. So, first category, actor. The nominees are Charles Laughton for The Private Life of Henry VIII, Leslie Howard in Berkeley Square, which we did not watch, and for some reason, Paul Muni in I'm a Fugitive from a Chain Gang, even though it came out the previous year. I don't know why that. Okay.
You know what?
There's a few movies actually still from the previous year, which is
What I
strange.
think, and this is my own my own personal damn belief. If a movie came out in December or at least even November of the year from prior, they should be allowed.
That's fair. So the winner for actor was Private Life of Henry VIII. Who do you think was the best actor in 1933?
Of course, Laughton. He's fucking awesome. He did a really good job.
I'm looking through the list and I couldn't give you a movie that had better acting. No, no, yeah, you're right. I think I'm gonna agree with the Academy on this one, which may make me the world's shittiest reviewer. Uh, Best Actress. The nominees were Katharine Hepburn for Morning Glory, Mae Robinson for Lady for a Day, and Diana Winward for Cavalcade. And the winner went to Morning Glory, Katharine Hepburn.
Yep.
Best Actress.
Yep. Cappy.
I am going to actually say, um, uh, Jean from Ford, not fucking Dinner at Eight.
Mm.
I think, in my opinion, this one's going to be strange. Art direction. The nominees were Cavalcade, Farewell to Arms, and When Ladies Meet. The winner went to Cavalcade.
Eh. Farewell to Arms.
I think the I think the best art direction is King Kong because of the
Mm.
jungles.
You know what? I take mine back. I'm giving it right to the Invisible Man.
That's fair. I love the Invisible Man's costume. I even have a poster of him on my wall. Um, oh god, there's like 7 winners for assistant director. I think we'll just I don't know. I don't know who the assistant directors to any of these movies are. Cinematography: Farewell to Arms, Reunion in Vienna, and Sign of the Cross. I think probably Flying Down to Reno had the best cinematography, just because of the flying sequence was pretty clever.
Hmm.
You could also give it to King Kong. I think the cinematography was pretty good in that, but that's more so because of the special effects.
Yeah,
So
I agree with that. King Kong is a. For me, it's so weird to think on this because it's between really, in my opinion, two films. It kind of like sweeps this shit. And that's this King Kong and Invisible Man. They were just the best films of the entire damn lineup.
that's fair. This is going to be a hard category. Directing. We got Cavalcade, Lady for a Day, and Little Women. The winner would go to Cavalcade. I don't know why everyone loves this movie so goddamn much. Uh, I think, let me see. I would give, honestly, I'd give Best Directing to Duck Soup
Honestly, maybe think on that one.
or Dinner at 8.
Mm, mm.
Actually, just a quick addendum. I was looking through the list. I think Best Actress should actually probably go to Greta Garbo for Queen Christina.
You know, thinking on it. I'm thinking on it. Dinner at 8. Fucking
Okay,
yeah, dinner at 8.
fair enough. A bunch of short movies. I'll have to watch some of these now that I actually know their words. They actually have a shorts category now. Um, Sound, best sound. I guess that'll go to. I'd say 42nd Street had the better music. What about you?
Yeah, I can agree with
Out of
that.
the 3 musicals we covered,
I can agree
though,
with
I will
that.
say Footlight Parade had the better choreography. Would you agree with that?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, there's a lot of very elaborate dance scenes in Footlight Parade. Gold Diggers of 1930. Oh, so the actual award. Sorry. A Farewell to Arms got nominated again. 42nd Street, Gold Diggers of 1933, and I'm a Fugitive from a Chain Gang. Why in the hell did that get nominated for sound recording? It went to A Farewell for Arms because reasons. Now, these 2 categories I don't really care about because I don't know the difference, so we're just going to condense them into writing. But for the purposes of the Academy, they split it into adaptation and original story. For adaptation, the categories or the nominees were Little Women, Lady for a Day, and State Fair. Little Women won. For original story, it was One Way Passage, The Prize Fighter and the Lady, and Rasputin and the Empress. One Way Passage would win.
Oh,
What do you think had the best writing? I know I keep giving it to the same 5 movies, but there's not really that many great movies. I personally would give it to Dinner at 8 because that was easily the best writing.
for me, Invisible Man.
I think those are both good choices. Uh, Now the big one, Best Picture. Now I kind of revealed it at the start, but Cavalcade won Best Picture. The other nominees were A Farewell to Orange because it got nominated for I think almost every other fucking category. 42nd Street, I'm a Fugitive from a Chain Gang, Lady for a Day, Little Women, Private Life of Henry VIII. I don't know why the fuck that got Best Picture nominations. She Did Him Wrong, Smiling Through, and State Fair.
This is where I will toss in a funny is I believe Gold Diggers.
Is the best movie of this year.
Oh no. It's fucking yeah.
I was going to be so concerned. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I had him going. I had him going. But no, the movie I believe that deserves the top spot here is the movie that I gave the 10 to.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a movie that is connects to the modern day so hard. I love it when a movie does that. And I'm extremely biased. If a movie does that, I'm like, oh yeah, you're just getting it.
Like you with German movies, which
Yeah.
not watching a lot of those right now.
Yeah, we're not. Don't worry. We're gonna get there. We're gonna teach a lot of fucking funnies.
By funnies you mean racism. I know we can't, but I really just want to do a full like deep dive stream on fascist movies.
We can arrange that.
Obviously, we all know what the reviews would be. One, 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 one.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
Okay. I would give them ones. If you want to side with them, go ahead. At least in their movies, like that's you know what? I'm not gonna die on that hill. But yes, that was the films of 1933. Overall, there was a couple good movies, but everything was kind of forgettable.
Pretty much. Um, I am very pleased with the horror genre, and it's quite clear it is blossoming into a beautiful swan, or a murderous swan, I guess in this case.
I love monster movies, and I'm very sad that they had a very long stint of not existing in the 40s and 50s. But they really
Yeah.
are a unique era, and I love monster movies. And The Invisible Man, piece of resistance. Um, you want to talk about some music? Because this year, oh my god, the music.
Yes.
If movies were mid, the music continues. It's been like this since like what, 1929?
Yeah.
Music is again. We got the original recording of Stormy Weather. I need to watch the movie that song is from. Sophisticated Lady by Duke Ellington. Um, Gold Digger song by Dick Powell. Shadow Waltz by Bing Crosby. You're Getting to Be a Habit, also by Bing Crosby. Lover by Paul Whiteman. Or Whitman, sorry. Do you ever seen a dream walking? Eddie Duchin? I don't know how to say that. Love is the Sweetest Thing by Ray
I
Noble.
love that one.
And yeah, that one's good. And The Last Roundup by George Olson. The music we are in the prime jazz era, like before like real swing. When you think of swing, you probably think of like crooner music, like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. That's not for another 20 years. This is the original era of swing, and it is definitely more reserved than like Louis Prima, but it is classic and I love it. And there's a story I forgot to tell on an episode when we talked about Fats Waller that I think I want to talk about right now because it's
Go
hilarious.
for it.
Do you know about the time that Al Capone kidnapped Fats Waller?
Nope.
So remember Fats Waller, the guy who made that song "Ain't Misbehavin'," one of my favorite jazz songs.
Yeah.
Love that number. Al Capone also really liked Fats Waller. Like he was his favorite. Al Capone wanted him to play for his birthday party. So what does he do? He just has a couple of his goons kidnap Fats Waller, stuff him in a car, and drive him to the birthday party, and then say you're gonna perform.
I mean, shit, might as well do it.
And you can imagine how I guess you imagine thankful Fats Waller would be after realizing, like, oh, they just want me to perform music. Okay, that's all they want.
Sure, I can do that.
I thought you were going to murder me. But yes, that is the story of Fats Waller's encounters with the mafia. Other than that, though, another fun fact, just personally, I really enjoyed "Stormy Weather" as a teenager. It was one of my favorite old 40s, 30s songs, and I particularly love the Django Reinhardt version of that song. Uh,
Mm.
Nerding out about music a little less, though. What was your favorite song from 1933?
That will easily go to. Let me find it. I actually made a whole note for this. Love is the sweetest thing, obviously, because this song has appeared in so many movies I have watched as a child. I know, right? It's like, what the fuck? And it's just so good.
I assume it also holds a lot of really sweet nostalgic value for you, which is totally not a bad thing, to be very clear.
Yeah. I believe it was also in Spider Man 2, or was it Free? It was in one of those.
I
Ugh.
love that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was most definitely in Spider Man 1 or 2 or Free. It's been so damn long. Oh, shit. I need to rewatch that.
Talk about the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that was most of the media. Let's. Do you have the art list?
Give me a moment, because I have to sort things and stuff. Because two monitors.
I wish you could say more about the music, but it's just good. If you want to listen to like 30s music, I would recommend it. If you're into that kind of jazz, hell yeah.
We are in the great year of 1933, which means we are reviewing art from this time frame. I know people are like, "Oh my god, but you only did art between 1900 and 1910." We'll do a damn go back video. Fuck off.
Yeah, we'll cover the 20 or try to cover the tens and the 20s. We might have to split them up.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of art to talk about. It's gonna be fun, but we
Fortunately,
can talk about some from this year.
yep. But fortunately for us, we have a short list of things to talk about because there's not that many things for the great year of 1933. There's enough for us to cover things, which is good. Let me
Yeah,
do the
we
window
see some
tester.
abstract art, which was the transition we were seeing from realist art to real interesting interpretive and abstract art.
Yeah. So let me just turn off the image slide into there. Okay. You should be able to
Oh God,
see
more
that.
nudity.
So we are going to. So we are picking a total of. We got time. I like fucking 4 pieces of art.
We'll see. Probably four.
Yeah, my dress things there. Uh, Zeppelin. I like Zeppelins.
That one looks cool.
And
Don't hover over sleeping, by the way, or
yeah.
sleep.
All right, those 4 will do. So,
Mm.
mm, mm. Let me go over here with this, and I'll put it over to a different monitor. So this is the art piece, and I'll zoom in, and I guess I'll read this one. The
Okay.
Good Fruit of the Earth is a painting created by the separate painter Lukuya Naduja between the years 1933 and 1936. The painting, oil on canvas, has dimensions of 188 centimeters by 140 centimeters and is exhibited at the State Gallery of the Contemporary Separate Art.
Mm.
Analysis. The painting was made by Lucia, can't pronounce all that shit, the first woman from Cyprus to study painting abroad, particularly in France. In the canvas, she demonstrates. I can word, I swear to God. In the canvas, she demonstrates the obvious influence of Paul Gauguin, as shown in the areas of the forms, the themes, and the symbolism. The painting stands out for its large color surfaces and for the female figures, a mother and a daughter, symbolizing the quest for innocence, while excluding the sense of sensuality absent from the corresponding women depicted in the works of other separate artists of that period. Which, I mean, looking at it, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I it's got a style. I don't know if it's my kind of painting, but it's interesting.
I don't know what's wrong with the fucking daughter's from face, but it really is giving me uncanny damn vibes. The mom
Yeah, it's
too, but
it's a little disturbing.
I this art style in particular is not one I particularly care for. Um, it just isn't, which is okay. Um,
Each their own, you know.
I think eventually we might make like a rating system for art, and we'll like, but instead of saying it's as good as this, it's pretty bad, whatever. We'll give it like a number scale, and of course, it's always just our opinion because art is art and it's subjective. It's always
Shocking,
subjective
I
for this
know.
shit.
Uh,
uh, but
I want to talk about elective affinities
eh,
because it's surrealism.
the next piece of art is one that is going to piss me off because I can't do a. Okay, now let me do it, you fuckers. This next piece of art, you can read that one if you like. It's my dress hangs there.
Oh, okay. And then yeah, then we'll talk about the elective affinities.
Yeah.
Clau? Oh, sorry. My dress hangs there is an oil painting and collage by Mexican artist Frida Kahlo. I think that's how you say that. Kahlo began this painting while staying in New York City with her husband, Diego Rivera, and completed it after a couple returned to their home in Mexico City. The painting was shown in the public to the public for the first time at the Levy Gallery in New York in 1938, with the title "My Dress There Was There Hanging," and then shown again in Paris in 1939 with the title Ma robe istat pendula. Okay. The central focus of the painting is Kahlo's red, green, and white Tahuna dress, which is hanging from a blue hanger across a blue ribbon. The background of the painting contains images of items that Kahlo considers to be symbolic of America and capitalism, including skyscrapers, an overflowing trash can, a statue of George Washington, a toilet, and the Statue of Liberty. Overall, My Dress Hangs There demonstrates Kahlo's criticisms of capitalism and her desire to return to Mexico. On the back of the painting, Kahlo wrote, Pinte esto en New York cuando Diego Establa uh, Pindajo El Moro in Rockefeller Center. Or as I should have said it from the beginning, I painted this in New York City when Diego was painting the mural at Rockefeller Center, instead of butchering the entire Spanish language.
So
Oh god, she really didn't like America. This painting is ooh.
I thought it was okay. Um, what do you think of that one you were looking at?
This is the kind of art boomers love.
The next one, it looks like it's out of a fucking game, is the Zeppelin. The Zeppelin is a 1933 painting by the Dutch painter Karel Wilnick. It shows a street corner where four men look up and wave to a Zeppelin. Subject and composition. The Zeppelin shows us the Zeppelin shows a Zeppelin in the air, seen from a street corner where four men are they look up at the sky and wave. The airship is the LZ 127 Graf Zeppelin, a German Zeppelin that flew over Amsterdam on 14th October 1929. Will not create this painting, the Zeppelin, 4 years later. Location of the corner of the street, I'm not pronouncing all that. Goddamn, no. And the PC Hochstraat in Amsterdam. The rest of that is not really that important, but after the outbreak of World War II, the Zeppelin was sometimes interpreted as a prophetic. Oh, as it's predicting their invasion. That's tough.
Oh, oh god, I don't know how true that is, but oof.
Okay. So the reason why it was deemed that way is because a year later, or rather, excuse me, the same year Adolf Hitler came to power, and Zeppelin could be used as a symbol for Germany.
That's fair.
Winnick was, however, unwilling to comment on any such interpretation, instead explaining that the heart of my work is a deadly love for reality.
Basically pulling a childish Gambino and going, I don't want to answer your question, so I'm going to give you the vaguest answer possible.
Yep. I really like this because again, it reminds me of like a fucking video game for some reason.
It does have a very surreal aesthetic, doesn't it?
Yeah, and our next one, if you want to read this one, is called The Apophis of Aphonus Words.
Of Athanios. Oh, this one. This one looked weird as shit, and I love it.
Yeah.
Oh yes. What do you actually think of the Zeppelin painting? Before we get onto that.
Oh, of course, I fucking loved it. It's German, Dutch, whatever. There's mountain. They're just swamp Germans, whatever.
It looks like a cover for a good fiction book, so I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
It has this really fascinating realism style to it, and the Zeppelin itself does look like a giant pill floating through the sky, but I dig it. The Apotheosis of Anthenios Dikos is an oil painting by Constantinios Parthenius. Oh my god, how did I say that? Created in 1933. The oil painting has dimensions of 380 by 380 centimeters, tiny. It is exhibited at the National Gallery of Greece. Anthenios Dikos was a freedom fighter for Greek independence who was executed in 1821 by the Ottoman Empire by impalement following the Battle of Alamana. The painting shows a secular subject in a religious composition with a cubist style, and looks weird.
It
Looks like it was made by AI, even though obviously it
does.
wasn't.
Ancient AI.
Also known as painting.
It's kind of crazy to think about that the AI we have now that's quote so advanced is going to be considered ancient and primitive in like 10 or so years.
That is how technology goes, doesn't it?
Except we were a fucking toilet because toilets have little change over the last fucking 2,000 years, at least in the West.
You can't. How do you improve them?
Make it less sitting down for me. My ass hurts when I sit down.
Oh, do you want one of those Japanese squatting toilets? Hell
Hell
no.
yeah! I get to establish damn dominance. You walk in, I'm just dominating.
Alpha male at the urinal.
So that is all of our paintings. Yeah, happy sometimes. This is our, of course, our newest edition, and I didn't know how it would go, but hey, it went better than I thought it would.
Yeah,
Um,
and we I looked at all the art that was listed at least on Wikipedia. Obviously, I know that's not comprehensive, but it's the best resource I have at the moment. If I find a better resource, I'll use it.
yeah,
I thought the art of 1933, there was a lot of interesting styles happening, though it was a lot of the same: nude women, cubism, and impressionism.
it's kind of been funny that it's between 1900 and 1910. It has not changed that much.
I mean, there has been some changes, but not as much as I would expect.
Yeah, I'm sure if we go, once we do the go back, we will see plenty of evolution going on. The missing link between the 1900 1910 to 1930 fucking 3.
Yeah, no, I assume it's more of just a perception thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Ooh boy, I can't wait to go back. But fucking that's me an interesting one. Oh boy.
yeah, the art of the 20s, but I think that covers pretty much most of the stuff for 1933. What did you think of the year overall with everything?
It was a good year for music. For music, most definitely. Movies, it's not there yet. It's not cooking enough.
It's just another year in the 30s. A lot of it is kind of the same as it's been, which is to say, not great.
Yeah, I think once we get a little bit more, we're gonna see a lot of really cool things. But that's just how it is sometimes. We ain't gonna see God tier things all the time, and it's okay. I actually be bored.
and,
There's always good stuff.
and it'll get better as we go on.
What I want to see the most of is somebody like really break the damn boundaries and then say fuck you to the Hays Code and just go crazy.
I thought you were a fan of the Hays Code.
Yeah, he did defend us with the cup chair shit.
That's like your own. That's your point. Like, he wasn't a great guy, but he prevented the cuck chair, so I can't be that mad at him.
Yeah, he fucking died for our damn sins.
I don't know if he died. He just wrote a code for our sins.
No. He's dead. He's dead. His wife squished him with her butt cheeks. I'm not sure that's
such
true
is
or
the
not.
such is the curse of censorship. I think maybe. If you made it to the end of this stream, We're sorry. That I don't know what the hell that was at the end. I think I lost my brain for a
Based.
moment. Yeah, based. No brain cell based. Uh, if you want to do all the social media stuff, that's just a bonus. And we'll see you next time.
See you guys.